Good morning, church family. I am happy to be back with y'all this week via video. It's awesome that even though the church building is closed right now, that we can still be the church virtually and have just a way to continue to worship God and just learn more and dive deeper into His Word. It's especially important for our children right now. So earlier this week, I had sent out an email to parents. I had prepared packets with tons of stuff in it for this week and even for for the week for you and your families to do together, but also some stuff for us to do while we watch the video together. So at this time, I'm going to go over a few things that you need to make sure that you have and have ready while you're watching the video. So you need your bowl of water, your piece of sponge that was in the bag, some scissors, some tape, your marker bag, your construction paper that was given to you, and then your instructions for your well and your well template. So make sure that you have those handy because we're going to be using those during this video. So make sure that you have them ready. So if you don't have them, pause the video, go run and get the stuff, and then come back and continue the video. So this morning, as I mentioned, we are talking about the woman at the well, and we're going to learn today that Jesus satisfies. So there's a story in the Gospel of John that shows us what this means. In the story, Jesus was tired and he was thirsty, and a woman came to draw some water from the well, and Jesus asked her for a drink. So she gave him one. Then Jesus told her that he wanted to give her living water, and he was talking about himself. He wanted to give her eternal life and true happiness. Jesus said, "Everyone who drinks this water will be thirsty again, but whoever drinks the water I give will never be thirsty. The water I give will become a spring of water gushing up inside of a person, giving eternal life." Jesus told the woman personal things about herself, things that he couldn't know unless he was God. He knew she was lonely and that she was searching for love in all the wrong places, and Jesus wanted to give her what she couldn't give herself. So this morning, I'll have a few questions throughout the video, but these are the first set and they'll be in the comments section so that after you watch the video, you and your family can go back and discuss them and talk them over and have just a great time of family discussion. So the first question is, what did Jesus mean when he said he was the living water? The next is, suppose you were the woman at the well. How would you decide whether Jesus was God or if he was just a strange person? If Jesus talked to you, would you have believed him, and why? How could Jesus be the living water for the woman? And lastly, how is Jesus the living water for us? See, Jesus wants to satisfy us. So what do you need today? Are you lonely? Are you mad at someone? Do you need help forgiving someone? Maybe you need to forgive yourself. Do you need help obeying your parents, especially during this time when everyone is all together? Do you need help obeying them? Do you need help being kind or being patient? What are you lacking today? Jesus can satisfy those things, so we're going to give him a chance to. So I want you to take your sponge and go ahead and get a marker, and I want you to think of what you need from Jesus. Think of one word, a picture. You can draw a picture to represent what you need, or you can write a word. So take this time on your sponge to write or draw something that you need from Jesus. And then when you get done, I want you to take your bowl of water, because remember, Jesus tells us he's a living water. So the water, Jesus' words were, "The water I give you will become like a spring of gushing water up inside of a person, giving eternal life." And Jesus, once you get done, go ahead and take your sponge. And as you put the sponge in the water, you see it soaking up all the water and getting big and soft, because before it was hard. And it's got all this water in it. And you see all the water? And that's the same way Jesus fills us up. He gives us what we need. With his water, we no longer thirst. We're not thirsty. So think about that as you dip your sponge in the water and it gets all full of water. That's the same way that Jesus fills us up. And it's just an awesome representation. So when Jesus asked the woman for a drink of water, he told her he would give her the living water. He meant that whoever drinks of him will never thirst spiritually again. And that is true true satisfaction. So what does it mean when we say Jesus is the living water? And how does Jesus satisfy us? The woman at the well hadn't lived a very good life. She had made many mistakes, but she wanted to be loved and accepted. When God told her about herself, she believed him, and he gave her the living water that was so refreshing and satisfied her. And we've made mistakes too, and sometimes we look at our lives and we can only see the different ways we've messed up. But Jesus wants to be the living water in us too. He wants to satisfy us and fill us up with his love. So Jesus was very, very smart to compare himself to water. Compare himself to water. Because all living things have to have water to survive. And Jesus knows that only he can truly satisfy us. Without him, we'll die spiritually. So let's make something to remember that Jesus satisfies and all that. So we're going to be making these cards this morning. And it says Jesus satisfies, and then when you open up, there's a cross and all kinds of words that represent how he satisfies us. So I want you to take your construction paper, and we are going to fold it in half, long, like this. And then after you fold it in half, you're going to fold it in half again. And then I want you to cut a heart. But while cutting the heart, you need to leave it, I'll show you. You need to leave up here at the top connected to it. So you cut your heart out. And when you go to turn, make sure that you leave this part connected. Don't cut over it. And then just cut down just like that. So make sure that you leave some of the folded edges up there. So that way when you open your heart, you have a flap. It's a flip card. Like that. So then after you do that, on the outside, I want you to write, Jesus satisfies. Okay? Once you do that, then you are going to take and cut a cross out of the center of one of the hearts. So open your heart up, and then you're going to take and just cut a cross out. And it does not have to be perfect, by no means. So again, you're going to write Jesus satisfies, and then you're going to open it up, and you're going to have your cross in the middle. So just think of ways that he satisfies us. And like I said, I did mine. I put hope, peace, hope, joy, and love, and then I drew little rays around the cross. So if y'all want to go ahead and make those, and just as a way to keep, as a keepsake to remember that Jesus satisfies. The next thing that we're going to do this morning is we are going to make a well, and I've already made one. So in your packet of stuff there was instructions and a template. Now I did not color mine, but you can color yours, and I suggest you color before you cut out because it'll be a lot easier. But you can color your little stone wall for your well. So what you're going to do is you're going to take and you're going to cut your wall out, and you're going to cut this out. And your parents can help you, and they can help you with the instructions. And then once you get done cutting, it says where to tape or where to glue. You can either use glue or tape. I use tape. And then there's 2 popsicle sticks that I put in your bag. And those you can just use to hold up the roof. And when you get done, you have a well. And you can keep this well in your room and remember every time you look at it that Jesus satisfies, and that he is the living water, and that with him we never thirst, and that he just satisfies us. So as you make those, remember that. Also, this week, as you are at home, remember to just discuss this story as a family. In your packets, you literally got the Bible story printed out for you. There's a coloring page. There's a find the difference page. And then there's a page that just wraps everything up and talks about it and has a few more questions for y'all on it, and even a little word puzzle at the bottom. So make sure as a family that you work through those. It's just an awesome way for you to continue the lesson all through the week until next week when we meet again and we have a brand new awesome lesson. So I just want to encourage y'all this week that I'm praying for you, that we love you. I miss seeing all your beautiful faces, and I'm looking forward to seeing y'all in person again soon. Have a great week.